drug abuse, child molestation, homosexuality, broken homes, fathers gone, mothers gone, brothers in prison, being attacked by this government. So
So
we
why?
have to
So
now be quiet. So we have to now prioritize. We have to become selfish with our own. Like let us, if we could be selfish and just support our own for let's say 2 to 4 years, we can change our psychology. I don't
Yeah,
have to teach this. I don't have to teach this to other nations about dealing and fixing their own problems because they're already doing it. We're not.
it
so
can't.
why
But
we
see,
don't
where
just
where I
not
also
create?
where I get confused with that cat, right? Is like
This still
the
Lito?
person, yeah, the person
Okay.
that shot me, right? When when I was doing what I was doing when I was younger, he was the same color as me. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't white. So that's where all that shit kind of the translation gets lost to me, right? Because most of
Right.
shit I endured growing up on the South Side of Chicago was by people that look like me,
Yeah,
and
most
shit
of
like
what
that.
I endured too was by people that look like me. But now let me show you something how oppression works. I'm gonna use history again and then I'm gonna tell you how it relates to today. There was this I put this on my Instagram page, this video I'm about to talk about. Anybody could check it out. They had this these 9 children, they called it Little Rock Nine. To help everybody maybe understand, they gave Jerry Jones flack because he's in the photo with the guards and the white people trying to stop these little kids, or these kids, I don't want to say little kids, trying to stop these kids
from
from
going to
going to a
school.
school in Arkansas. And so the video I put on my Instagram page, this woman is older now. And so they asked her what was her experience like going to the school. And she said, well, I guess I wouldn't have been as evil as I had become because of what she had to endure from the white students. And she said that when she would come home, she would beat her little brother up. And her brother is not even that close because she was being oppressed by one people and couldn't fight against this other people. And that's how oppression works. When you get oppressed by anybody, you work that aggression out or channel it somewhere else. So now how does that translate to what you
Like
said?
the kid that
And
get abused at home, he the school bully.
right, exactly. So now how does that translate to today? I grew up broken home. My father was a dope fiend. I ain't saying this is everybody. My father was a dope fiend. When he wasn't on dope, he was the greatest dad ever. But when he was on dope, motherfucker was a demon. So we grow up missing the core essentials of family structure, discipline, especially from a father. Your father is the one that gives you discipline. A lot of these boys that are so emotional is because they're watching their mother raise them, and the woman is more emotional than the man. Everything is emotion, just for the record. What I'm talking about is what a man needs in him to where he can be more of a man as he grows up. And if he doesn't have a man to look at to grow up, he's going to grow up as what he sees, which is a woman. That's why we so trigger happy. That's why we talk with our mouth so much. That's why we so off putting. We argue or can argue like how a woman would, where if you go back in the day with men, men carried themselves with a greater standard. And so now you take that kid that's growing up oppressed in his house, ain't got no food, XYZ, he looks at what he sees as an enemy. When you say my enemy was had the same complexion as me, that's every race. Like civil wars or fights between the same race is not something only black people do. White people fight white people shoot white people. Chinese fight white people, Chinese shoot white people. That's that may not ever necessarily stop. But if we don't have something with, if I were to say one word, if we don't develop some form of compassion for the brother that lives next door to us, if we think about this argument that people are getting mad at me about not feeding the African, but anybody that has an issue with me saying I want to prioritize my people first
Go
and
to
not the
Congolese cookout and see if
Africans,
they give you a
wait,
plate.
well, no, no, that ain't even what I'm gonna say. If the same people that's arguing with me because I prioritize my people want to fix that problem before I deal with Africans, but you beef with the cat in your own neighborhood, you represent the problem because
But
it's almost good. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, but isn't that kind of the same thing that we went through if we're doing that? Because they
If
prioritize
we're
their
doing
people
what?
first. Because back in the day, they prioritized their people first and treated us like shit. So if we do the same thing, isn't that kind of just repeating the process instead
But
of
I'm
just
never saying to
treating
treat
everybody like
people.
equal? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but I
Instead
ain't
of
saying, well, first of all, there's no such thing as equality on no level amongst blacks, the same blacks, In your neighborhood, there's always going to be leaders and subordinates. That's just how it is. What's supposed to happen is that everybody, when if I wouldn't use the word equality, but everybody should get what they need. If you take a family of five, they can't be equal with a family of one because the family of five require more than the family of one. So it
Fairness
can't
and
be.
equality is different.
Right. So it can't be equality, but what we can do is make sure everybody has what they need. So I'm not saying that we don't want which can mean we not saying put policies in place to degrade or separate or treat any other race any kind of way, which is what they did with us. There's policies that was put in place when they so-called freed the
There
slaves,
you
the
go.
13th Amendment was enacted.
Alright,
And what the Thirteenth
so
Amendment meant was, if you was a
this is
victim of a,
where
excuse me,
this
if you
is.
committed a crime, then I could enslave you. So now you got these white people saying, okay, this guy stole this. He didn't steal it. Like that movie Life, which is a comedy, is the truth.
Oh,
And so
with
now they get
the
free labor
camera?
that way. So we're not talking about that. All we simply saying is this gang,
What
like I
this?
know, like I don't know too much about Bloods and
Let's do
Crips,
this a
so but I
regular
may say
HD.
the
This is a
term.
regular
In Jersey, we
HDMI.
had crews, posses, cliques. Now, as I got older, Bloods and Crips started coming over here, but I grew up, it was posse crews, etc., like that. So now we can take them crews, or we can take them Bloods or them Crips, and to be able to get along.
I do not
I'll
know.
use Wack as an example. Wack told me one time, he said this on the floor. He said he uses his studio as a place where you can
Ching, chung, chung.
Damn, what happened, y'all? What happened?
Nothing. It's
Everybody
getting
got
good.
quiet?
Cap
thought
just
I
went
was
out.
tripping. I think
My
I
app
was
That
froze.
was a recording.
It went
yeah,
out.
he
His
was
No,
app
tripping.
Cap
went
was
out and
Brainwashed
come
talking.
off.
in.
I don't know what's up with
Kicked
his
it out
mic.
again.
Oh, the app
So
tripping on Cap. You
I
must be
want him to
saying a
speak
lot of
that
Cap,
truth. Yep.
Captain.
He was giving an example about Wax
Brainwashed
Studio.
off.
Nah,
Cut off.
Cap was stuck in some knowledge, man. He was dropping some knowledge, man.
Nah, you know I'm
Martin Luther
fucking with him.
King.
I know he can't hear
a
me,
little
so that's why I'm
buffering
talking
going
shit.
on
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying to
yeah.
make sure he can hear me. But no, that didn't work. He
Niggas.
can't. He really can't hear us.
I'm so mad that this damn app just died. I don't know if I
Ain't
gotta
no buffering.
uninstall or reinstall. I don't know what's the last thing y'all heard me
Looks
say.
like things trying to
I'm at
render.
Wax Studio. You said
Oh, okay. Wax, damn, that's a whole lot. God damn. So what I was talking about with Wax Studio, the word is I was talking a whole lot.
Look,
So with
I
Wax Studio, and when me and Wax was doing the interview on No Jumper, he mentioned the president of Top Dog did this thing. And so Wack would let a blood or crip come to his
All
studio, but you
lights is
can't
off
set trip. You can't do nothing like
except
that.
for
And the owner, the president of the Top Dog, would do the same thing where he would do events or trips where he would take Bloods and Crips and bring them out, show them a different thing, and then they would get along, which lets you know the only thing that's missing from black people is an opportunity. So now, normally when them Bloods and Crips when they see each other, they would set trip or have an issue. Now that they did this thing at the studio, when they see each other in the street, it doesn't translate immediately violence or having a fight or something like that. So in order for us to fix that problem, we got to present opportunity, we got to present compassion, and that's what we do in the Israelite
I think
school
I
in
might
my
have broke that
organization, One
panel. Let me
West
see.
ISUBK. We present compassion. These brothers that's in my school,
Oh,
I don't know them, and we come from all different walks of life. Some is in gangs, some is in corporate America. Doesn't matter where you from. We are on one accord of not having issues with brothers no more, and taking that aggression and then organizing that because we also not pussy. So we not trying to tell nobody you got to come over here and just be no soft ass sissy ass nigga. We definitely ain't saying that. We just making sure that that aggression does not mean you harm your brother. That aggression can be channeled somewhere else. That aggression
Cap.
can be good.
Yeah, I wanted to know. With that being said, right,
Hmm.
and you putting it down, and I'm picking it up. You know what I'm saying? Pause is deep and insightful. So I'll give you your props on that. But what you just said, right? Why doesn't that apply to like other people of the same hue that speak or follow different doctrines, because I think that we all need to be on one accord if we was to ever do finally what the brother Lito was talking about as far as like looking out for our own people, because we all like our own people, but it's like so many different doctrines out there, and y'all can't even, because I be tapped into sound that as well, y'all
Mm,
can't even come on one accord. So then, like, even though y'all say shit that sound dope, and
mm.
motherfuckers from the turf like be listening to it and be like, yo,